Hey guys, welcome to Watched Film Recaps. Today, I'm going to explain the first episode of an action sci-fi movie named Jupiter's Legacy. The scene starts with two siblings playing with their friend. The male is named Brandon and female, Chloe. Their friend angers Chloe, of which she screams, revealing to have superpowers. Her brother Brandon tries to calm her down and their father named Utopia arrives. He talks to them as to why they aren't supposed to use their powers to hurt civilians but protect them. He asks them to follow him for ice cream and they happily do so. With his superhuman hearing, Utopia hears a police chase and tells the kids he has to leave. The kids are disappointed and he fly away. Some years later, Brandon is seen in a cafeteria. The waiter turns around to serve him but sees just money. Brandon is seen changing in an alleyway. He unbuttons his shirt to see his costume and he soars to the sky. A bank is being robbed and the robbers are approached by a female. She calls out her amour and begins to attack the robbers. She puts them down and starts to take the robbed money. Just then, Brandon arrives and the woman addresses him by his superhero name as Paragon. She advises him to leave cause he is not as strong as his father Utopia. This angers Brandon as he attacks the lady. Brandon is sent flying into a building nearby and the villain approaches him. Just when she was about to deliver the final blow, Utopia comes in to stop her. He sends her flying into the ceiling. He scolds Brandon for not calling for backup and leaves. Utopia, also known as Sheldon, is seen in his room. He watches the interview of a Black Star, a supervillain he put behind bars. Sheldon is seen washing the dishes with his wife Grace. They talk about Brandon's actions on the field of crime fighting. Sheldon says that Brandon isn't ready to be a superhero and maybe he never will. Brandon, with super hearing, hears this while sitting on the roof. His uncle named Walt, also known as Brainwave, comes to him. He reads Brandon's mind and hears Sheldon's words echoing in Brandon's head. Brandon asks his uncle about how Sheldon was before he got his powers. Walt starts to speak as the scene takes them to the past. We see young Sheldon in his father's company. He greets the workers and goes to the office. He joins an argument between Walt and their father, Mr. Sampson. They talk about ways to which they can expand their business and provide more jobs for the people in the streets. They both agree to their father's decision and leave. The scene shifts back to the present as the family sits to eat dinner. They say their prayers and prepare to eat. They hear a strong sound and it turns out to be Chloe landing heavily. She comes into the house drunk, sits at the table. Chloe is a photo model and has refused to be a superhero. Sheldon dislikes her profession as it lets her leave parts of her body bare. Chloe replies insulting her father and Grace asks Chloe to apologize. She apologizes and leaves, saying that it will be the last dinner she will ever have with them. Sheldon is seen doing the dishes with his wife. Walt comes in and takes him out. The scene shifts to the past. Sheldon is seen talking with his friend George. They see people talking and asks a man walking beside them. The shocking news hit them hard as they both run to Walt. Walt explains that the stock market has just risen and has affected their business. Sheldon goes to meet his dad on the roof and asks him to come down. Sheldon turns around not knowing what his father had planned. His father jumped off the roof to his death, leaving Sheldon devastated. The scene comes back to the present. We see Walt and Sheldon in a building. The building is shown to be the Union of Justice, the headquarters they built when they had their powers. Walt talks about how they could have ended the World War earlier if not for Sheldon's code. They are interrupted by their friend named Fitz. He tells them that Black Star, Sheldon's enemy, had escaped from prison. We see two friends of Brandon, the male being Briggs and the female being Ruby. The fight between Black Star and the other heroes are brought to their location. Grace, with the superhero name of Lady Liberty, attacks Black Star. She fails and her husband Utopia also attacks him. They are both beaten badly as Black Star approaches Ruby. A blast hits Black Star, as his attention is taken to the heroes approaching him. The heroes attack him together as a team with Paragon leading the attack. Black Star breaks free and Brainwave decides to shut his mind down. Tectonic, Paragon's friend, uses his powers on Black Star. Another female with transportation powers start to beat up Black Star. He gets hold of her and shots a laser beam through her and Tectonic, killing them in the process. Utopia and Lady Liberty grab hold of Black Star and Brainwave tries to shut him down. He succeeds and takes Black Star's brain to a different world whilst Utopia and the others beat Black Star up. Black Star breaks free and gets out of the hero's control. He is brought down and about to be killed by Black Star. Black Star plans to detonate, taking half the state and all of the heroes with him. Paragon hits Black Star hard that it creates a hole in his head. Utopia scolds Paragon and asks him to leave to their headquarters. They get a message from Supermax, the prison that holds Black Star, saying that he hadn't escaped from his cell. They call out Black Star as he examines his duplicate and the movie ends. Subscribe and like this video so you don't miss out on the next episode.